When I talk about culture, tradition, and money, you see some people commenting. Ah, it's not all about money. Everything is not about money. Who told you that it's not about money? Everything is about financial part. Everything is money, whether you like it or not. When you go into your traditional event, you don't wear clothes. You don't put on bead. Those things, what is it? Is it not money you bought it with? And that is where that is what is called the tourism sector, because you go into those events, you wear dress, you buy bead, you buy clothes, and you went to buy those things because you want to look good. You did not just said, no, I'm just going to look as local as I am and go to that place. No, you want to look fantastic. And that is the tourism sector for you. That is where the money comes in. If you also performing the traditional things, don't you spend money? Yes, you do spend money. Maybe there are things to buy, things to maybe for decoration, for one thing or the other. Maybe you want to make some food, you want to buy drinks. That is money. So I hate when people start saying that don't mix tradition and culture with money. Don't It's not about money. Yes, it's all about money, my brother and sister. Traditional things, cultural things is all about money. It's just that you need to know how to separate and mix it up. With the tourism sector, we see money. When we see culture, we see tradition, we see everything. We see money. That is what we see that is in the tourism sector. If you are seeing something different, I see something different. I see cash, you see something different. You see different things. But me, I see cash, I see identity, I see promotion, I see tourism, that is what I see. I see visitors, I see how do we boost our state image. I see many things. Maybe you might just see culture, you might just see tradition. For me, I see thousands of things that we can achieve with culture and tradition. So when I talk about money, cash, that, and when it comes to tradition and culture, that's just because that is the way I see it. And the way you see it is different. Because when I think about culture, I think about money. Because that is money for you. How do we get people to come to the city? When we have festivals, we have events, we have different things that we celebrate. How do we not get people to come to our city to visit Benin, to visit Edo? And when they visit Edo, do you know what they do? I don't have hotel, but I know a lot of people that do have hotel. I know Edo people do have a lot of hotels, and I know new ones that are building. I know people still have it in mind to build. So those people, the people that are going to visit Benin, will stay in those hotels. When it comes to food, I know Edo State do farm work. They do farming. They have agriculture. They have poultries. They do a lot of other things, and people will consume that, and that is money. What are they going coming to do in our city? They want to witness the cultural event that was we are doing. They want to see the traditions of our land, and when they come, they spend money. That is where money is involved. So when I talk about anything culture, tradition, and I talk about money, and you keep writing, don't involve money. Money is not everything. Money is all. If you don't see money when you think about such things, I don't know what you see. You see it's different because you are not in the tourism sector. But I see money. That is what I see. I see identity. I see my beautiful culture. I see my beautiful tradition. Then it comes to my mind, how do we make use of it? How do we promote our state? How do we benefit from it? How do we preserve it? I always say that a tradition and culture that doesn't profit its people, whether physically or spiritually, will not be preserved. It's just normal, whether you like it or not. If your father decides to leave something behind for your heritage, and that heritage is not able to give you anything, many people left their heritage either in the village or in their father's house that is almost going down with murders and all. They left it there. Why did they leave it? It's because that thing is not profitable. Some people go back there and sell the land. Why did you sell the land? It's the tradition. It's your father's house. You're supposed to keep it. That is all. That is what the Benin call Gyogbe. Maybe some people's father is even buried there. They are supposed to keep it in the family. That is where the rest of the family is supposed to meet each other. But what? They decide to sell it. And they tell me money is not in tradition. Money doesn't have anything to do with that. Money has everything to do with heritage. Because if your father left you something precious, you will use it well. You will preserve it. You will keep it. Because you want to continue to get money from it. So there's no way when we talk about heritage, culture, or whatever we talk, even history. How do you preserve history? It's through the tourism sector, because you want more people to come to your city, listen to it, hear about it, visit, come, tour, excursion. And what happens excursion? They pay a fee. You make money from excursion, and you continue to preserve that history because you want to tell more of it, you want to make money from it, and you want people to know your history, that this is the way, this is the your history. And they pay that fee, and that fee is among what you're going to use to pay the curator or maintenance of that place. There is money needed. There is no cultural things or traditional things in the city that doesn't need money for maintenance. We have broken monuments and broken things all over the city. We need money to maintain it. So don't separate money from heritage and culture and all. I understand when people say, don't always talk about money when it comes to heritage and culture, all those things. Yes, I understand your point of not talking about money. But my point is that money is involved in everything about life. Even the heritage, the traditional part. If you want to perform something, it's not money. So there's no way you can take money from it. So people should stop saying that everything is not about money. When you go into elders, what do? You buy kola nut. Ego ya the kola nut. So how do you now remove money from it? So my point is that the tourism sector, we need to promote the tourism sector in Edo State. We need to promote it so that people can start coming to Benin, visiting places, spending money, doing a lot of things in our city. We need to grow in that tourism sector. Whether we like it or not, whether we grow or not, a lot of other states is already growing. Go to Calabar, you have this Obudu Ranch. Have you been there? And look at Lagos. Lagos is one of the city that is really big, that like a lot of people in Lagos. And when you think about the population in Lagos, you don't even think that the tourism sector should survive, because it's so, everywhere is kind of tight. But still yet, Lagos is doing great. They have done something wonderful when it comes to the tourism sector. What about Edo State? What are we waiting for? We, that is the home of culture, we are not able to tap into it. And you see some people still talking, it's not about money, it's not about... What have we done in the city that it hasn't been about money? What do you want to do? Even if you want to do festival, you need money. So when people talk about festival, maybe they start to say, when they think about doing festival, they say, no, don't talk about money, to see if they can do that festival. Everything has to do with money. It's just the way we need to think about it. How do we put it together? How do we arrange it? How do we not promote the tourism sector? How can we promote the culture? People don't seem to understand something. When you talk about the traditional institution, it's a different thing. When you talk about the government part of it, is a different thing. The government part of it, those ones are the ones responsible for the tourism sector that sees everything and nothing. That how do we tap in? The government sector doesn't need to turn the tradition around to tap in. You just need to promote it. You just need to see what is on the ground. You just need to say, okay, how do we promote this thing? And for example, let me use the example of this Iyoba event that just passed, the funeral of the Iyoba event. That particular one, Edo State is supposed to sell thousands of souvenirs of Iyoba, that event, to promote it. You see that when you go to the traditional they had this wrapper, this clothing, this thing that they did, that Iyoba, the Iyoba picture was on it. And we're supposed to have thousands of souvenirs that many people come to our city. We even sell it in different places. And that is revenue. Because then we can create one particular craft house that should be producing it. Edo people that will be in charge of that place. And there will be workers there generating income, creating jobs, doing a lot of things. We need to just think more than culture, festival, this, that. We need to think more than that. We need to think, how do we use the opportunity that we are given? These traditions we're going to have for thousands of years, the culture we're going to have, the history we already have. How do we not preserve all this? How do we not tap into it? How do we create job from it? How do we do so many things from it? So it's not just like when we talk about these things. Some people say, don't miss it, don't miss it. Except maybe you don't understand the missing up of it that you're talking about. Maybe you don't understand it. But it's right time we start thinking the right thing that we're supposed to be thinking about. It's right time we start thinking of how to promote the tourism sector. Because when you want to preserve tradition, culture, when you want to do a lot, the tourism sector is the only thing that will help you. Go to different countries. That's what they've done. In Spain, in France, in Britain, even in the UK. What happens to the queens and queen in UK? You think they don't have culture? The UK don't have culture. They have culture. But do you know how many? Do you know the thousands of souvenirs that UK sell every year? Did you know the thousands of souvenirs? Did you know the money they make from tourism? UK is making a lot from the tourism sector. So that's why when you talk about the queen and king, they'll tell you don't go there, leave it. Even if some of them are still talking, we don't want the queen, we don't want the king. But the government there knows that they are making money from the tourism sector through that way. And they want to continue to make money. Because at the end of the day, it's for your citizens to be able to eat and feed. That's what matters. Why at the same time you're preserving and promoting your culture? It's all about that. So next time you come to our page to write is not about money, or when I say something, you come and say, don't miss money. It's not about money. Tradition is not for sale. This, that. Think twice. Think twice, oh. Think twice. Because if you don't have the money, I don't think you go and sew that Benin attire. If you don't have the money, you'll not buy the bead that you put on both hands. If there's no money, the person that is making that bead will not be able to make the bead and sell. We are already blessed. We need to open our eyes and think, how do we not benefit from that? How do we do it? It's not all about selling birthright. On our turn here, 20 times. No. These are good ways of promoting, taking the stage to tell people, this is my culture. It's just how to find, how do we package all these ancient things? How do we do it to promote our city? The tourism sector, one thing I love about the tourism sector is that it's not taken from any away. It will still be there. But you just create job out of it and it's still right there. It will not go away. It's just like if you want to take people to Ugoton and Ugbine for this 1897 invasion. Will they take it? Nobody will take it with them. It's going to be there. That history is ours. But you can make money from it. How do you make money from it? Because people are visiting there. They are paying something to visit. You're trying to maintain it. You've created new attraction. You do a lot of other things there. That is the part that we're talking about. So if the tourism sector is being promoted, if the Edo is making money out of culture and tradition, it's not going to change anything. It's not going to move it from that place to another place. If I decide to visit the tomb of Queen Eden, that does not mean that that place is going to move from there. It will still be there. It will still be there. So that's why you see many countries all around the world, they are promoting the tourism sector. Because the tourism sector is creating a lot of jobs and giving them revenue. Because nobody will collect it from you. It will still be there. It's just that people get to see it. People get to pay to see it. You get to promote it. You get to tell people, this is what I have. It's just like Igun, for example. People visit Igun on a daily basis. They buy things. Is Igun not still there? It's still there. And will still continue to be there for thousands of years. But people go there and buy things and do whatever they want to do there and look around and think, oh, this is one of the oldest parts of the city. Oh, this is nice. Oh, these people have been doing this since so time and so time. That is the tourism sector. It's not about missing it with money or not missing it with money. That's just the way it is. So let's start promoting the tourism sector. Let's start doing what we can so that we're not left behind. Because many other states are doing a lot. Many other states they don't even have what we have. They don't even have the culture and tradition and the history that we have. But with the small that they have, they're doing great things already. I think check Obudu Ranch, if they have not done something great there. That is not culture. It's nature. They knew what they had. And they said, okay, beautiful weather, nice view, mountains. How do we use this place? I'm sure somebody came up with a fantastic idea. And they did something wonderful there. If you go to Lagos, the same thing. They've been doing a lot. Some parts of Lagos, you will not even know saying Lagos you day. You just think that you're in Europe. That is idea. People came up with something and they did something beautiful. So Edo, let's start thinking how to do something beautiful. That sometimes people come to Edo and they will not even know that that is Edo. They'll come to Benin, they will start thinking, okay, am I in Lagos or am I in Abuja? That is the tourism sector speaking. So let's start changing our mindset. What we think we know sometimes might not be the real thing. What we think we know is being updated, and maybe it's totally different from those days, or the thing that we think we know how this been done might be different now. So let's think about how to do it different. My name remains Elizabeth Eratima Mohanistal, the CEO of Visit Edward Limited. Thanks, and have a nice